Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chrissy and this is Barefoot in the Garden. I was watching Garden Love's video where she removed all the fruit from her Satsuma orange that she just transplanted into her garden. I know that since she's made this video, she's moved to a homestead. I think she has like 4 acres, which is so amazing. Just congratulations to you and your family for that upgrade, because that is going to bring a lot of fun into your life. I went out in the early spring and purchased a Satsuma orange tree, and this is her right here, her leaning over and tripping with her life. So I bought her from Walmart. She was like $35, and I normally don't buy trees from big box stores, but when I saw the selection of the Satsuma orange, they were beautiful and they looked so evergreen and so healthy. And most of them were either about to enter the flowering stage or the budding stage. A couple of them were already there. So the one that I picked up had blooms, and she was the strongest looking one at the time. I thought they would be a good addition to the mini orchard because clearly it was a flowering tree. I knew that I was gonna get fruit from it eventually because it was so healthy. So she came in a smaller pot than this. I up-potted her maybe 2 weeks after we brought her home, and I didn't put her in a permanent spot because I'm gonna let her grow in here and then I'll introduce her to a larger, more decorative pot in the future. She got in this pot, she was doing great. She was staked up, but the stake ties that they have on here were just way too tight. So I decided to take her off of that stake and put her on another stake. The second stake I put her on, the ants have been in here tearing it up. So of course they aerated the soil and the stake kind of just plopped over. So I took the stake out yesterday in my efforts of trying to get rid of these ants. The ants are still there. I'm still working on them. We're trying to get that taken care of as soon as possible. Aside from all of those other issues, let me pick her up. So aside from all of those other issues, like I said, when I got her, she did have flowers on her. I didn't pick the flowers off soon enough. And as you can see, they all got pollinated, and now this young tree is bearing a lot of fruit. And by a lot, I mean a lot, like clusters on every branch, all the way down to the bottom. You can see those little ones right there. They're all forming and they're growing, but the tree, like as a whole, is not looking too good to me. If you look next door at this lemon tree right here, these two are just growing so much new growth, and this old growth on here is kind of shriveling up. Looks like a little powdery mildew. The new growth is curling. Looks like it's really fighting for nutrients. So what I'm gonna do today is remove all the fruit, stake it up, because right now it's just tall and leggy and heavy, and it's not gonna work. Whoop. Don't do that. So I'm choosing to use this really thin wire to stake her up all the way because I have some left over. And I've actually been waiting for the right opportunity to use it. And today it will serve a good purpose. So here we go. I'm just gonna go in and snap that and take off all these little babies, and then I'm gonna count as I go just to show you how productive Satsuma orange is. So I have 2, 13. So I have all of them pruned off. Let's see how many we have. "31 Satsuma orange babies." Ooh, prune them all off so that instead of focusing her energy on making these delicious for us, I want to think about her for the first year that she's going to be in the garden. I want to think about her root development. I want to think about her longevity health. And right now she looks like she's suffering, and all I would be getting were these 1 year. You know, this way I'm helping her to give me these for years and years to come. I'm not going to say that that wasn't hard, because it would have been nice to enjoy those. I love oranges. But I know that it's in the tree's best interest. And that's one thing that you really just need to be aware of going into homesteading or going into gardening, is that there are more benefits in sacrificing short term than sacrificing long term. Meaning you can take a hit early on and sacrifice your first year of setting fruit with your trees, then to mess up the years to come, that if you would have just set up your tree for that first year and gave it what it needed, rather than you just get 20 fruit and then for the next couple of years you're barely getting anything because the plant wasn't able to establish itself. That's just the reality of it. I contemplated with leaving the fruit on the tree. You saw, I was looking at it every day. I was just like, man, they're growing, they're looking so good. And then I was just like, I think I need to just follow the rules on this one. I'm gonna be watching Miss Satsuma. We haven't named her yet. She hasn't sent off any vibes yet. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you were able to take away some useful information to know how and why you want to take your fruit off of your young trees as soon as you bring them home. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now, like the video before you leave, and drop a comment down in the comment section if you tried this method before or if you're going to try it in the future. Until next time, guys, keep growing your own food, keep loving life, and many, many blessings to you and yours.